Yes, it's another day. We've been given another opportunity at living, at loving, at hustling, at achieving goals, at doing everything we ever wanted to do. Yes, another opportunity, and we are grateful to God. This is Good Morning Abuja, and I am Pamela Zampara, welcoming you to today's edition of the program, and it promises to be entertaining, educating, and everything in between. Just stay with us on the Unity station, and we promise your day would be better as we have interesting content. We always start off with our motivational talk, and Pius Ode is standing by. Take it away, Pius.
Most African kids grow up learning one thing at home, which is study hard, get a job, and everything will be fine. But guess what? That training makes you broke. You focus all your energy on school grades. Your parent taught you, get a government job or steady salary, save a little, don't take risks. Fast forward, the salary comes, it disappears, bills, rent, transport, and before you know, nothing is left. You follow the rules. However, your wallet says otherwise. Here's the truth. Most traditional home training doesn't teach you how to make money work for you. Rather, it teaches you to trade time for money, which works okay until life or inflation hits you. People who strive in this life don't just get a job, they learn financial sense, side business, and invest early. What is my counsel? Cut unnecessary spending. No more waiting for payday to survive. Stop relying on salary alone. Protect and grow what you already have. Save first. Spend wisely. Invest in yourself and small assets. The goal isn't just survival. It is freedom from being broke. Your African home training didn't teach you this. But the good news is that you can learn it. Plan, earn smart, and protect your money.
Welcome back from that motivational talk with Pius Ode. You know it's Monday, Money Making Monday, so we always give tips on how to make money and then at life generally. Yes, now we go for our exercise segment, and please do well to join in. As you know, exercise is very important.
You got this. Easy. Shoulder. Elbow. I say, can you feel it? Can you feel it? Yeah. Pablo, 7M. Let's go. Let's go. We go like, go back. Hey, let's go.
Welcome back from that exercise segment. Hope you joined in. All right, we'll go on our first break for the day, and when we come back, all our conversations begin, so go nowhere.
Welcome you on today's ride on the show Good Morning Abuja.
This is Window on Abuja. We have everything it takes to compete with any nation all across the world.
How do we make it? We are ready to produce.
I've been contributing to the development of your kingdom.
Hello and welcome to Young Heart. Our focus today will be on hepatitis B. Ladylike!
This is Entertainment Gist.
In the 14th century, 15th, 16th century, and even 17th.
That is for the God to cure our greed.
The purpose why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala decided to create humanity.
The Bible talks about a man called Apollos. This is NTA Abuja Channel 5. See you same time and have a great and blessed week ahead.
It's time for us to say our goodbyes on the program. As usual, I remain your host the most, Omaride with Erese, and I'll always be here with my bestie.
Je m'appelle Oguntayo Olampoti Justina.
Speaking French now, from Jordan to Sweden.
Adios.
Welcome back from that short break, and I promise it's going to be an amazing time on Good Morning Abuja this morning. And to start off, we're going to be looking at the importance of becoming or evolving. What does it mean to become or evolve? We love to set standards, and when we reach those standards, we kind of tend to remain there. Should it be like that? These and more will be coming your way if you stay with us on this conversation. And my guest is beautifully seated already, and she's in person of Pastor Lillian Ochemba. She's a relationship coach. Welcome to the studio.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure being here.
All right, it's a pleasure having you, because we know we're going to almost enter into your head and get all the answers to the questions you need. All right, so our topic, it sounds very straight to the point, but I know it's very important and apt in this generation. The importance of becoming or evolving. Help us understand the concept of this. What does it mean?
The importance of becoming. You know, most times value of a thing is not found in the surface. So that true value is found in your becoming. Yes, we have been created, but we are created for a reason. And it's in becoming that you discover the real reason why you were created. And it's in becoming that you begin to give value. So sometimes the difference between Mr. A and Mr. B is in the value that they bring. And it's not as though anyone is useless. Everybody is valuable. However, it's just that Mr. A has not discovered his value yet, because Mr. A is just on the spot. But Mr. B keeps growing, keeps evolving, keeps giving value, because for every time you are evolving, you are building, you are getting yourself to a point where you become much more valuable to the society, to your system, to yourself, to everyone around you.
So you've told us what it means to become. When I become, how do I, sustain or continue to become? How do I what's the word for it now? Stay relevant.
Yeah. Okay, so sometimes we limit ourselves in our minds. Sometimes there's this gate of this arrival mentality. I've arrived. You don't arrive until your time on earth is done. You don't arrive. A typical example is my mother-in-law got her PhD at 70. So you don't arrive until your time on earth is done, because the moment you feel the world keeps evolving, the world we live in keeps evolving. So we were using lantern when we were growing up, but now our children don't understand what lantern is.
They don't know what it looks like.
Because the world in itself is evolving. So if you don't evolve with the world, you will be left behind. You become obsolete over time. So it's extremely important that you keep pushing yourself. What's happening in my becoming most times is you being a voice in your field, being a voice, owning your space, being relevant in that space, that at any point in time they beckon on you, you have something tangible to dish out. It's not necessarily owning the world, but owning your space, that you are intentionally making impact. Even if it's one person you are impacting per time, but you are intentionally making impact, so that even in your 70s, you can still make impact. Even in your 80s, you can still make impact. Just keep pushing yourself.
I think we should even have your grandmother on this show.
My mother-in-law
on this show. Because at 70, she still went back to school. Wow.
Yes,
that's
she's
someone who loves
today, and she's still working.
That's someone who loves growth.
Yes.
Okay. So how does the word evolving, to keep evolved, differ from simply achieving goals like, okay, this is just my goal, let me just achieve it? Is there a difference between these two words, evolving?
So achieving your goals can help you evolve, but it becomes a problem when you stop at achieving your goals, because goals are set for a particular period, for a season. So sometime, I think in 2024, but before we got to June, July, I'd ticked everything in my goal. I've ticked all the boxes. And then my husband asked me, so now that you've ticked all the boxes, what next? Then I set new goals. So that the fact that you have achieved your goal does not mean that you now sit back, relax. Because one thing is, it's always difficult to start. It's always difficult to start. When you now finally push yourself to start, and then you now arrive in your mind, I've achieved all my goals, and then you now sit back, relaxing. So pick yourself back up most times becomes another problem. So at every point in time, there should be a goal in front of you. There should be something in front of you you want to achieve, something you are pursuing at every point in time. And it might be, okay, so I was listening to someone and she says that you cannot catch her in the same spot in 3 months. So it simply means that every 3 months, she's achieving something. Sometimes it's as little as reading a book in an area that she wants to improve in. But by the end of that 3rd month, she would have improved greatly because she read that book. So most times it's not just by maybe going to school, having a PhD. That is beautiful. But even in the little things we do, just keep pushing yourself. Don't remain in one spot in every 3 months. Don't remain there.
Achieve something.
Always.
You know, immediately you spoke about goals. The first thing that came to my mind, New Year resolutions. You know, we're good in this part of the country. Every first, we set goals, resolutions, and what have you. I'm one of. It just felt refreshing to know that some people are setting these goals and smashing them. Actually, we're good at just setting them, and then after 3 months, we don't even remember those goals. All right, that was just to break the talk. Just to lighten up the talk. Okay, can you share with us the role of self-awareness? When you are self-aware and then becoming, can you link our topic today and self-awareness?
Becoming and self-awareness. First of all, to become, you have to be aware. If you're not aware of yourself, you might be living in a lie. Sometimes you might be thinking, I am this, or you might be thinking, I don't deserve to be here. Because you don't know who you are. But the moment you are aware of who you are, or that awareness helps you want to become. So I have mentees. I have a lot of mentees, and one of them met me, and what she wanted to achieve was just becoming, actually. So she has this inferiority complex, and her mind has told her that she doesn't deserve anything good. So if she's applying for a job, she looks for a job of 40K, because if she sees a job of 500K, 600K, 1 million, she feels it's not for someone like me, like I don't deserve, because she has not come to discover who she is. She's not aware of what she carries. So we went on a journey of self-awareness. So we started gradually, and over time I was telling her, you're too good. Then I was looking at the things she was doing. I said, if you can do this, then you can stand on any platform. So I gave her targets. So in this particular meeting she attends all the time, I said, tell them that you want to talk. We're not looking at content now. We're not looking at how rich your content is. What we're trying to build is that confidence that you can even stand and talk in the presence of other people. But that was where she started from. She started with talking, and then because she needed to talk, she would not bring herself to a place where she started studying. She would go and study so she can talk. Beginning of this week, she went for a job interview. She was excited. She said, part of my goals, I'm achieving it. I'm going for a job interview, and I'm going with so much confidence. After the interview, I asked her, how did it go? She said, so they picked 3 of us. that the three of us are going to the next phase, what happened? She became aware of who she was. So that most times, if you're not aware of who you are, you're not aware of your strengths, there's no motivation to achieve anything. There's no motivation to push yourself to become. So self-awareness is very critical when it comes to becoming. You must know who you are. And then if you don't know who you are, you can actually find yourself in a space where you're not supposed to be in. And then you feel you're a failure. For example, you find yourself in a tech space because everybody's talking tech. So you just find yourself in that space, but that's not actually who you are. And then you are struggling, and then you feel that you are a failure. People are making it big in this tech industry. Why am I struggling? Because you're not aware of who you are. So the moment you discover who you are, it helps you channel your goals. It helps you pursue your dream in the right direction, and it helps you evolve.
Evolving, becoming, and character build. You know that if I want to become a doctor, I would go to school, I would study, I would do this, I'll have particular. So character build, what character should one have, should one imbibe to become?
Okay. One would be consistency. You cannot detach the word consistency from evolving, because evolving is a lifetime process. And for you to say, I am evolving, it means that you are consistent at pursuing something. So you see that consistency is a character trait that everyone should build. Then you see patience in becoming. You have to be patient. You have to be patient with yourself, because people tend to give up on themselves when they don't see the desired outcome. For example, I do videos. I know who I am in my mind. That's some years back. Like, I know who I am in my mind. And then I go all out. Because that's the same confidence with which you see most people that tell you, I'm a musician. And then when they sing, you start laughing. In their mind, they know that they are good. But they have not built themselves to that point. So when I do my videos, I've done something amazing. But when I watch the videos, I say, God. And this video actually fly. Like, if somebody watches. So it kept me on my toes. Like, I was consistently working until now I can boldly say, hey, tap me anytime.
You're ready.
Wake me anytime. I'm there. So what's the question again?
I was asking character.
Okay, yes.
So become.
Okay, yes. So be patient with yourself. Be consistent. Be true. And then be patient with others. Be patient with others. Because you are living in your reality. But I am not seeing that reality yet. So I may not judge you in your reality, because the output does not match with what you're saying or what's on your mind. So you also have to be patient with me until I start seeing so recently someone met me and said, okay, I need platform. I do this, I do that, and I wish I can get the platform so I can display the things I do. So I said, okay, send me some of your videos. And then when she sent me her video, I didn't want to demoralize her. So I told her, okay, let's see on so day and we'll talk about it. And then when I met with her, I was telling her, keep grinding, keep building. If you keep lobbying for platform, you will destroy your opportunities before you get to that point. So if I tell you, please give me a platform so I can talk, and then I talk and then I mess it up, next time you would never want to give me that platform again.
So you advised her to build herself.
Yes, so I told her to keep building. So for me, I've not seen there's something she knows she carries, but I'm not seeing it yet. So be patient with yourself, because your output will not rhyme with what you're saying. Okay. Be patient with people. People need to catch up with you. You see this thing that goes on social media. People just say, don't let people define you. Don't let people tell you what. Yes, those ones, they have a part they play. But however, sometimes what people are saying is where you are presently. But that should not stop you.
And then the perfect example was that example you gave about a musician saying he knows how to sing, and then he sings and flops.
Yes.
All right, it's been a great time. I wish we had more time to talk, but unfortunately, we have to go. Thank you so much for coming on Good Morning,
Thank you for
Abuja
having me. Thank you for having me.
You've been amazing.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, we've been having a great conversation with Lillian Ochemba on becoming, evolving, becoming a better version of who you were originally. All right, we'll go on this short break. It's actually the day for World Meteorology. So we'll watch a feature on World Meteorological Day, and when we come back, our next guest will be available in the studio. Let's go on this break.
The weather shapes our lives, from the food we eat, the way we travel, work, and stay safe. Behind every forecast is technology and dedicated experts working round the clock. Observed annually on March 23rd, World Meteorological Day commemorates the establishment of the World Meteorological Organization, which is an agency dedicated to weather, climate, and water. In Nigeria, weather and climate information is vital. The Nigerian Meteorological Agency provides forecasts that support agriculture, aviation, and disaster preparedness. This year's theme highlights the urgent need to close gaps in early warning systems, ensuring that no community is left vulnerable to extreme weather events. With climate change intensifying weather patterns, accurate and timely forecasts have become more critical than ever. As we mark World Meteorological Day 2026, weather experts are calling for increased public awareness in our communities.
Welcome back from that break. Yes, we watched a feature on World Meteorology Day. Yes, the weather is changing, if you ask me. Just this month, I think it has rained like 2 times or 3 times in the city of Abuja, and I'm like, oh, okay, the rains are here already, and then it has stopped. It's sunny and the weather is just everywhere. I don't know what to say about it. All right, enough of that. Now to our next conversation. I have in the studio a serial entrepreneur, and you know, she's someone that you definitely, while conversing with her off camera, I'm like, oh, okay, this person is loaded. We're going to get it back to back today. All right, my guest is in person of Blessing Amadu, and we will be discussing finding your why, building a business with purpose. We all love money, right? We all love to build that business so we can retire well. All right, we'll be learning a lot from her. Welcome to the studio, my guest.
Thank you.
And I'm sure we're going to have an amazing time because, yeah, conversing with you outside, before the camera and everything, I know you're loaded. So let's go straight to the topic of discussion, finding your why, building a business with purpose. Does this really mean, especially in business?
Thank you for having me here, Pamela. So now I would say that a lot of people go into business with the mindset of making money. Yeah, it's good for you to make money, but now there should be a drive, and that drive is the purpose at which you're going for that business, because it's beyond just making money. It's about your why. Yeah. So that's now where you come to say, okay, why am I doing this? What exactly am I trying to portray outside? What am I selling? And I tell people that before you start any business, it has to come from the place of passion. And then growing up, you know, I'll say that I've always loved to cook. And I think that's one of my business, actually. So I always like to cook, you know, that child that will, from learning how to carry palm oil from my mother's room and then cooking routine, you know how we do it. So it grew in the inside of me. And then 1998, I would say that I actually sold cake in the market, and then we were using pig milk thing that we were selling. They are saying soda, you know, them they were using soda. So they're like, no, it's not soda, it's cake. So I realized that I had it in the inside of me, you know. So I told myself, okay, now why not do it into business? You love to see people eat. You're happy when people are eating. So, you know, you can as well make it, because you want to make money, it should come from a place of passion. So that's it.
Wow. I love that you gave us a little insight into how it all started for you. And looking at you, you're a young person, and you're a serial entrepreneur. I'm like, okay, serial means she's not doing just one business.
Not at all.
And we all know that in our economy now, you should have a skill. You should have something to fall back to.
Definitely.
And then for you, it's not one. It's serial. Tell us how this began for you.
Okay, so one thing with me is this: I hate rituals. I hate waking up doing the same thing over and over again. And then I told myself, okay, growing up, I actually wanted to be a lawyer, because I feel, okay, I love to talk.
Oh.
Yeah, I love to talk, but unfortunately, I didn't end up becoming a lawyer. Now, I asked myself, what's the next thing for you to do? Okay, sales is the next thing, and so as a salesperson, you have to. I tell people that you don't have to sell one thing, just like Dangote, how he started. Now he does almost everything consumables that we need, you know. So I started with my cooking, like I said, and then ventured into real estate sector, then started selling towels, because, okay, why will I sell you land? And then my relationship with you will just end by selling you land. Why can't we go about building? And then when we are done building, you need to do flooring. So I now venture into towels, because I realized sometimes you just tell someone, somebody finished building, and they're, okay, goodbye, sir. It was nice doing business. No, there's more to it. So I said, okay, let's do towels. And then I venture into towels. And I said, okay, will you just end there? The person needs to clean his house after he's done. I now ventured into cleaning.
Wow.
Yeah, so my cleaning company is actually the new baby in town. We just started it in January. Yeah, so I told myself, okay, now let's do this. So
for you, it's like at every point there must be money somewhere.
Yes.
I am going to make money.
Of course, yes. So I make sure that my relationship with you does not just end. So this is what I actually told myself now. You want to make money, yes. Create a problem, then provide a solution to it. So, like, starting from selling you land, definitely you're going to build. And then when you finish building, we're definitely going to look for either towels. You need towels. And, okay, so let's do this. It's luxury. Let's get towels. When you're done, before you move, you need to do some post-construction cleaning and then deep cleaning before you move into your house. So there's always something. I actually like my money being like, so let's do this.
You want to milk? Okay, let me not say milk. It's like finding every opportunity to get money.
Yeah.
All right. So we're discussing finding your why, especially in business. Why is it important to have a clear purpose before venturing into? Because all of this you've mentioned, I'm sure you must have sat and looked at it. Oh, okay, this and this. Okay, this will add up. Why is it important to have a clear purpose?
Now, I would say that it is vital for you to know your why, because days where businesses are slow, clients are not placing order, and then you just wake up and you don't just feel as doing it. Your why pushes you to go out. Your why makes you to go all out there to make it happen. So, for instance, now my cooking business, I think one of the days I had a client who called in at about 4 p.m. and said, please, I need 4 liters of afang soup, and I'm having a guest the following day, and I would like you to deliver it to me that day. I know that 4 p.m. is already late, but it's not because of the money. It's because I love the satisfaction that I get from my clients eating my food. I stood up and I did it. I think that very day I delivered that soup around 10:30 p.m. You know, so now understanding your purpose actually helps you to be able to give in your best to your clients. So it's not all about the money. you have to be intentional. So the intentionality behind it, because you are happy doing it, right? You have to see me cooking. I can stand in the kitchen for 24 hours and I will not be tired. So I'm so happy cooking, right?
So
that's it.
Do you see, because every year we churn out graduates from universities, we have secondary school, we have those with diplomas, just bringing out people into the market space.
Yeah.
You know, is there, they say labor markets. Do you see young people coming into the labor market with skills? What should be done from the schools so that graduates are not just being churned out, no, but they're coming out ready?
Yeah.
Because there are no white collar jobs everywhere for everybody who graduates. Like, okay, take your own. No, it doesn't happen that way. What should we do to better prepare?
So I would say for schools now, when you need to prepare people to know what the world is all about. You know, our secondary school days, they will tell us that the moment you finish, you're gonna have a job. You want to be a lawyer, there's already a job waiting for you, but it's actually not really it, you know. So you will actually get to understand that your teaching skill acquisition is very important. You need to understand that, okay, it is good for you to have skills. And then for the young generation, I always tell people that I realize one thing with them, they actually don't want their skin to get tough. I just want to wake up and then get it all sorted out. And that's why now you see a lot of people on social media. Some people are just dancing on TikTok because they want it the easy way. So now it has to be from parents. Actually, I would say I will start with parents before even the school, because as a parent you need to make your child understand the importance of skills. Yeah, so it starts from there. Then our schools also have to inculcate skill acquisition actually in some of the curriculums from secondary school to the university. Okay. Yeah, so that will actually further prepare every graduate. You're coming out to know that, okay, even if there's no white collar job, I have a skill that I can fall back to. Like me, I'm not practicing what I studied. I studied dentistry, but I'm not practicing because it is, like I said, I don't like rituals.
A dentist in the business world, wow,
so amazing. Because I don't like rituals. So every day I wake up doing different things and then making people happy. So that's actually the thing. Yeah.
How do we balance making money and making impact? Because let's not lie to ourselves, you know that if you're going into business, you're thinking of making money. It's because you've actually thought of making money. And then there's impact on the other hand, money impact. How do we balance this two?
So now that's where purpose comes in. That's where passion comes in. That's where the why comes in. Because are you going in for money? If you are going in for money, that means you will not put your client's consideration in mind. So you're just doing it for money. Now, but if you now say, okay, I am going in for passion. So like now, the food I'm going to give you is the same food that I can present on my table at home. So I cannot give you the food I cannot eat. So now, you make impact by making your client understand that, oh, I have you in mind here. It's not all about the money. One, you have to build relationship.
Yes.
So in doing business, you need to build a relationship with people that will understand, this person is not just after my money, but this person is actually after my own health and all. So you should be able to give back to the society. Why did I start? What is the reason? Okay, I told myself now, I don't want to do a real estate company. I don't want to build a real estate company. Reason because I want an employment for people where you don't need to go extra mile to make money. Because as a salesperson in the real estate sector, if you don't make sales, some people go as far as sleeping around. So now if you're selling food, you don't need to sleep with anybody. Nobody needs to talk to you in a way for you to make money. So you are now considering people in your mind when you're still making money. So one, your why is very important. Go into that business. Am I just going for money? Money is good, but your purpose is more important. And then turning your passion into money is even a big difference.
Well, so if you do what you love to do, you know, it's a different ball game. Exactly. So in your opinion, what would you say, how does mindset play a role in finding our why?
Now, Good question. Because it always starts with you. It's always a mindset thing. So now, your intention behind the why, it's actually where the question lies. Because if you don't have to be selfish in it, right? So you have to be selfless. Because I tell people this: before you judge, you have to put yourself in the shoe of the other person. So you're selling food, you want to go into the food business. Okay, why am I doing that? Oh, so I don't want people to, I tell people, why take medicine when you can take food as medicine and not take medicine as food? So now the mindset behind it is this: I don't want people going to the hospital sick because of, not having enough nutrients in their food, So it is me now saying, okay, in order not to see people go to the hospital every day because of lack of nutrients in their food, I have to give them food that has all the necessary nutrients they desire. So you eat food as medicine and not medicine as food. So people need to understand that your mindset, you have to shift your mindset from being selfish to being selfless. That's putting people first before yourself.
All right, so mindset changes the whole ball game. Wow, I understand that. Okay, so we'll take a pause now. We'll pause this conversation and then go on a short break. When we come back from that short break, my guest will still be in the studio and this conversation will continue, so go nowhere.
Good evening. Glad to have you join us.
Thanks for joining us on Weekly News Wrap.
Thank you very much for having me.
And it is on that note we welcome you to today's edition of the program. I will celebrate creativity, lasting impressions.
There's no book stating that this is the role for men.
On the news.
On the news at 7.
Limited station NTA Channel 5, Abuja.
Would say have a lovely day.
Welcome back from that break, and as I said, my guest is still in the studio and we've been discussing finding your why, building a purpose, a business with purpose. So from everything you've said before we went on that break, everything just sounded like it's rosy, rosy, rosy when you get into business. Are there challenges that businesses face, especially when they're just starting off? Tell us those challenges and how to overcome them.
Wow. There are challenges, and like I said, what makes you to push further is your purpose, the why. So like days where the businesses are not moving, you just have to. Now I will say this, that when there are days clients are not coming for. So this was what I did. When I realized that others were not coming, and then I make food, free food to my clients, right? So, okay, I'm just making you this food. We don't have to pay. It's a thank you for patronizing me.
I'm sure that must have cost a lot.
Of course, yes. Of course, yes. But that actually got me more referral. So it's like, because I'm not the only one in the business. So, okay, what will I now do to make them stay with me? Because those times, they possibly must have tasted another person's food or someone. Everybody is trying to do it, so I have to put them in mind, intentionality. Now that's why you have to put people first before yourself, and it actually helped me to be able to get more clients, more referral. So I have someone, okay, order small chops today, tomorrow they order another one. So I actually had to start preparing things, be intentional. I know your taste, okay, what exactly do you want? How do you want it? So I don't have to use your own taste board on another person's own. So that's actually how I was able to navigate through it, but it wasn't easy because trust me, market prices fluctuate and then it affects your price as well.
Even as you're talking, I know it's not easy because for me to know Mr. A's taste, B's taste, and always know how to prep everything for them differently. That's
not So it's actually the intentionality. I have a client that is a diabetes patient, and then I actually have to put this person on a menu. So this person does not eat every normal food that we eat. So because I understand this person's plight, I actually have to put in my best to be able to do that. So when those challenges comes, you are trying to, as a startup, and then you are trying to do your best to be able to get your clients to stay with you through it all. You have to go all out for them, and then make sure that they know that you have them at heart, and it's just about my money, but okay, you so much care about me, and then go as well as doing extra package for them.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is that extra package thing? I know that it incurs more money, like
that's actually your profit.
Wow. Your profit being put back into
yes, but actually that's it.
Okay. Is it possible for Purpose to evolve as the business also grows?
Definitely.
Because it might have started with, oh, okay, this is the plan, and then as the business grows, does it kind of change?
Now, it changes because now, let's say, for instance, when I started, I just wanted to cook food for people to just enjoy, right? And then now we are having more clients. So you now have to, people come in, taste buds, different desires, be able to accommodate people, right? So your vision is one, and then you have your purpose, and then your vision is derived from your purpose, then your mission. So your mission actually changes in order to serve those people daily. So that's it.
Is there anything you'd want to say to that young person out there watching you and wanting to go into business? And sometimes when you want to go to this business, we admire you people who have gone ahead and you've established something for yourself. And then for some of us, it's like, oh, okay, I would really like to start, but how do I begin? How do I sustain it? And all of that. We have fears. Can you, advise us?
Okay, so now to that young person, or to my younger self out there, I will tell you that relationship is key. Do not just be excited about making money. Have a purpose. Let there be a passion in you. Whatever you set to do, make sure that it comes from the inside of you. And please don't burn bridges, because relationship actually is the key to prosperity. So you need to maintain a relationship, and then make sure you follow process. Don't jump in. Thank you.
Well, it's been a pleasure conversing with you, Blessing Amadou. Thank you for coming on Good Morning Abuja.
Thank you for having me, Pamela.
All right. It's been a great time with my guest. I'm sure you can tell. We've been discussing finding your why, building a business with purpose. Yes, even in life, you must find your why to progress. All right, so we'll go on this short break, and when we come back, Good Morning Abuja continues. Stay with us.
La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah.
With peace and blessings of Allah be upon each and every one of us. It's another fantastic Friday evening, and you're welcome to NTA Channel 5 Abuja.
First of all, you train yourself, you educate yourself, then you educate your family, and then the community at large.
Fundamentals of Islam Live, showing 7:30 p.m. every Friday on NTA Channel 5 Abuja, the Unity Station. Join us.
Are you interested in being up to date with the pacey world of sports? Our rebranded Capital Sports is the finest bet for your doing so.
So join us every Thursday live at 3 p.m. on NTA Channel 5 Abuja to talk sports for your viewing pleasure. Remember, you can be a part of this #1 sporting program. Join us on the analysis, views and opinions.
I don't know what it is, but she drives me crazy.
Marriage, a beautiful bond, but not without its battles. Behind every smile is a story. Behind every I do is a journey. Mr. and Mrs., the show that peels back the curtain on real relationships. No scripts, no filters, just truth.
I've become a better husband because I've learned a lot from the mistake of the past.
I had feelings, but I wanted to be sure.
Do I have to kneel down to marry
No, but just do the right thing.
Join us every week as we sit down with real couples to talk about the raw, the real, and the redemptive side of marriages. From newlyweds to seasoned partners of 40 years plus, no topic is off limits.
Have you ever been in love?
At the end of the year, he came to the village. I saw, oh, this is the brother I saw that time. He said, please, I want to marry you.
This is Modern Entertainment. It's an invitation to grow, to heal, and to love again. Mr. and Mrs. is about real love, real struggles, and real hope. Every couple has a story. What's yours? Join us on NTA Channel 5, the Unity Station, every Thursday at 7:30 p.m.
'Cause all of me loves all of you.
I welcome you on today's ride on the show Good Morning Abuja.
This is Window on Abuja.
We have everything it takes to compete with any nation all across the world.
How do we make it? We are ready to produce.
I've been contributing to the development of your kingdom.
Hello and welcome to Young Heart.
Our focus today will be on hepatitis B.
Ladylike!
This is Entertainment Gist.
In the 14th century, 15th, 16th century, and even 17th.
That is for the God to cure our greed.
The purpose why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala decided to create humanity.
The Bible talks about a man called Apollos. This is NTA Abuja Channel 5.
See you same time.
And have a great and blessed week ahead.
Welcome back from that break. Yes, a lot of talking about finding your why and evolving and all of that. No, so we'll drop all the talking now and just enjoy this musical break. And when we come back, Good Morning Abuja continues. So please let's enjoy this song.
Sight. See my shoulder, make you rest upon me. You know I got you, let me be your friend indeed. Money don't show now, I don't keep some I've been thinking of you every night and day. Got the loving that I'm getting, no big deal. She make I sing for you and make we play guitar. Baby, no be right. Make you tell me anything, see I go do. Say not love and money, tell me waiting you define. I no get issue, girl, it's sure for you. shoes, see, oh baby Zara, 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 she because you Mara, 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 now you come to Mara.
Musical break there. Hope you enjoyed it. I couldn't stand up and dance, but I was shaking a little in the studio. All right, so what would our weather look like? Let's find out together. And with that weather update, we come to the end of today's edition of Good Morning Abuja. Yes, it's been educating, entertaining, and because of that weather update, I would say we should always move around with our water as it gets very hot and dusty during the day. Just stay hydrated. And from the entire production crew, we say have a very lovely day. Please remain with us on NTA Channel 5 Abuja as we have fantastic programming for you. Enjoy your day.